friends get together so they can try things. You're invited to this podcast so that you can try things. Now we will stop singing so that we can all now try this.
Hello and welcome to Now
Hello.
Try This, the podcast where two best friends get together every week. There was a ghost to talk about one of their favorite things that the other person has never tried before. I'm Marcus, and that's Nick.
And I'm Nick.
What was that
I've
voice?
been hardened. This is the 41st episode of the podcast. I'm old. I've been doing this podcast too long. I'm the grizzled, cynical one now, Marcus.
Isn't
That's my
it
role.
Amazing that we've done 41 new episodes. This isn't
More like 42 old episodes, am I right?
This isn't. I think about the number 41. I'm like, that's a pretty big number, but that is not the total of the episodes that we've done. There's a huge backlog of episodes to go through. It's have 41
plus
new
98
episodes that we've done this year, and that is a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Wow, it has all been this year, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Because we started this year.
We did.
Wow, that's really great. Guys, we are back. We are challenging each other this year. We knew we needed to come back together because we were lonely and we needed each other's lives more. So we came back to you, and you guys have come back in full force. You've been leaving reviews. You've been following us on Instagram and Twitter and Twitch. And guys, the Now Try This family, the Now Try This battalion, the Now Try This
army. No, army is too forceful.
The army's too much. The Now Try This battalion, we're gonna say battalion,
sisterhood.
The Now Try This battalion has come back strong,
okay.
And you are there. And the reason we know you're strong is because you are coming to the patreon.com/nowtrythiscast and donating.
What about Sisterhood of the Traveling Triers?
That's it. So we know that the Sisterhood of the Traveling Triers is strong because every month you guys, the $5 tier goes and votes or submits challenges for us to do, and all the dollar tiers vote on those challenges, and every month we have something to do. That's how I know they're there. That's how I know we're going strong. That's how I know we are there. And we're doing it live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, just like E-Evaluation is in the chat.
Hello.
Hey, Evaluation. Thanks
Welcome.
for joining us. And this is Now Try This. We are here. But Marcus.
Yes.
41's a lot of episodes.
We should be proud. I'm incredibly proud. The way that our listeners have really shown up for us is incredible. The Patreon is going well. The fact that there's people here every episode watching us live, joining us to see what we're doing, it's been great.
And Marcus, here's why I know it is safe for us to do a show that has been on the brink of cancellation 16 times is because of those triers. That's why I knew that we could do Zoey's extraordinary playlist today, because we are going strong, baby.
Yeah, that's why you decided to ruin the podcast.
This show is a show that a small, strong, loud fan base has been rooting for, and so we are here.
Are you the small, strong, loud fan base? Is it a fan base of one?
Listen, it is a fan base small enough that it got canceled, small enough that Hulu and Netflix did not buy the show, but big enough that Roku took a chance and bought the show.
Roku, I read an article. Roku said specifically, we're buying the show, we're going to do the Christmas special, and only if enough people watch it will we bring it back. But we have no plans to bring it back at all.
But I will say their Christmas special on Roku is the #1 highest rated or watched thing on Roku ever.
Wow.
Roku original programming.
Good for Roku.
To be fair, Marcus, name me one other Roku original programming.
Roblox. The animated series.
Marcus, if that was on there, they would make Buko bucks. Do you know how fucking big Roblox is right now? I know it's big. But when I go talk to the kids that I teach, I realize that they talk about Roblox the same way we were talking about Pokemon back in the day.
Roblox is the big thing.
It's wild.
Scary. I watched a video on how terrifying Roblox is and the gambling community and the black market involved, and there's a lot of shady stuff wherever there are children. So kids out there,
is it just
be
a
careful.
Big old
Parents, be
Can
careful.
you explain Roblox to me? I actually don't really know what it is. It's like Minecraft without the blocks.
No,
which is ironic because it's called Roblox.
No, it's a platform in which you can use the assets to create mini games. So in Roblox, you can make Squid Game, a version of Squid Game. In Roblox, you can make a version of hide and seek that you play with your friends. In Roblox, you can make different games and then play them with your friends online. And other people make games, you can play their games. And so it's just basically...
And is it kind of a rating system? So once everyone plays a game, it goes higher and it gets popular. And,
exactly. And there's money to be made in it too, because if you make a good game that everyone likes, you'll get money from Roblox, but Roblox gets a lot of the money. If you make assets, that's also something that you can that have a limited time frame that exists. So that way you're like, oh, I want this hat. So then the hat goes away. Then there's an aftermarket for it. So you can buy the hat later and it's worth a lot more money, but Roblox still makes money.
Wow.
It's essentially NFTs that they've made within the system of Roblox, but they can't call it NFTs because that's illegal for them to, or it's super shady at the very least for them to be doing that to children.
Anyway, guys, unlike Roblox, which is super popular, we are doing Zoey's Extraordinary Playlist. Marcus, before we get started, tell me a memory from the podcast from the last 3 months of an episode or something that we did that you liked a lot to share with the fans.
That was a roller coaster of a sentence. I feel like my brain was like, yes, I'm going to go deep in the archives. And then you said 3 months. And I was like, okay, I guess 3 months. Okay, well, highlight for me is Arlene joining the team as the official mascot. She's really in there. I'm not going to move her.
Don't move her. She does not want to move.
She's terrified. I'm the owner of a haunted
Where does
doll.
she come from, and how has the atmosphere been with her?
I'm the owner of a haunted doll now because of a fan on Twitch donating the exact amount of money we needed to buy Arlene. So I did. And now she lives here in the guest bedroom.
So, we can talk about it.
We're going to have guests staying next week in the guest bedroom, and I am not going to move the doll. And I'm going to see how long it lasts on the wall. And if they want to move it, I'll give them permission to do it, but I will not approve of it. So they will be the ones cursed.
And move it.
They have to touch it and move it. I'm not moving.
That makes sense.
Arlene's very comfortable in her spot and hasn't haunted us.
You think so? You think she's done nothing to you at all?
I think so.
Because you used to be the kind of boy who kept your top button unbuttoned. So you're changing, Marcus.
Wow. Call me out.
You're a different guy.
Call me out.
You're a different man.
I've worn this shirt too many times on the podcast for clips. I was like, let me button the top button and change it up. So I buttoned the top button.
That is so funny because no one else is paying attention to that at all. At all.
That's true.
Speaking of, you know what? A friend texted me yesterday or the day before that they just got through the first volume of Berserk.
Oh, wow. Really?
New people are finding Berserk. But guys, if you don't know, Berserk was our second challenge on the podcast. It is Marcus's favorite manga. He has a tattoo. It is on his wall multiple times. And I like it a lot, not as much as him. But it's very good. But it's one of those things that you cannot recommend to people.
No, you can't.
It is
they
too
have to
triggering.
discover it by themselves.
It's literally triggering. It's literally the definition of triggering. So I would never feel in my heart of hearts, because I don't know everyone's life. I don't know what people can want to.
I honestly think if you have trauma, it's going to be a hard read, but it's a great read. And you don't see a lot of that kind of stuff out there that you see someone going through trauma and then being kind of thing stronger for it.
Yeah, no, I think it's the kind of thing where if you don't have trauma, you might not get it. You might be that. I think those are the people that are like, this is gratuitous. I don't understand.
That's true.
But if you have had trauma, you are innately just, I hate to say it, but you're just stronger than other people. Yeah. So you see those things and you're like, I get it. I see.
I agree. Berserk's wonderful. I mean, I have a fucking Berserk wall of stuff over there, just a shrine to Guts and all of the Berserk stuff. But I would say, that's an episode I wish we could redo.
Why can't we?
I guess we could redo episodes. I don't know. I didn't think about that.
We can redo it. We can do a revisiting. Guys, if you want a retrospective, Berserk, 5 years later, where are we at? Catch back up. Because Marcus and I are all caught up on it. We could totally talk about it. I would read all of it again if the fans wanted us to.
That's fair. Maybe we could do something like that for the new year. Like a look back on our things we would do differently, things we want to talk about again, catch up, stuff like
retrospective, a best of favorite moments. I don't hate that.
Do a best of
clip show, maybe.
That sounds like extra work.
Do a classic Seinfeld season 6 episode where we're in a parking lot the whole episode, but it's all clips,
and we just phoned it in the whole time.
Yeah, except that's extra work more so than we do now.
Yeah,
it would not be phoned. So, guys, the reason we're here today is because it's my challenge this week, and it's Christmas time, and Marcus isn't going to give me another Die Hard movie because there's all Christmas movies. So we need to do something Christmas on the podcast. So
You don't know
We
you're
did-
not gonna get another Die Hard movie right now. You don't know
well,
that.
only the first two are Christmas movies.
Doesn't
So-
matter. It's tradition.
So I knew we needed a little holiday festiveness here, and I decided to do Zoey's because of this new, as we alluded to, Roku bought the canceled show. Do a look at best clip show episode. Oh, so do an episode of clip show episodes.
That
That's
would
pretty
be
funny.
great.
Old man Rom in the chat. That is really
Genius.
funny.
That's a genius
Donate to the go to the Patreon and suggest it. Great job. So this show was on for 2 seasons on NBC. Was canceled and abruptly. Here's the back matter. You know, I'll just go in the back matter. So this show came out in 2020, and it found it was supposed to be a Peacock exclusive,
Yeah.
and at the last minute they decided to put it on TV.
Oh, it
And
was
the
on
TV
TV.
numbers. Yeah, and the TV numbers were good. They were pretty good. So it got a second season, and those numbers were also good. But it was just on like the bubble. Like if they wanted to commit to it, it was totally justified. But it's also just as much justified to cancel if they wanted to. So
Yeah.
they decided to cancel it. It was a lot of things were getting canceled at the time. And it's a shorter show. There's only like 13 episode seasons or something.
Mhm.
But because I think it was a mid-season replacement. It was a mid-season one of those shows.
Yes,
Comes on
yes,
mid-season.
yes.
You know, it doesn't come in the fall, it comes in the spring. So it got canceled, and then Roku bought the rights to make a Christmas special, which was wild. Because obviously when the show ended, it was a surprise because it had a big fan base.
Yeah.
It was getting viewers, people were watching it, and the creators were like, listen, we're gonna go to Hulu, we're gonna go to Netflix, we're gonna see. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
And then it came out, it's like Roku bought us
Oh.
to make it, and not even to make more of the show, to make a one singular Christmas special.
But you got to do it. You got to take the opportunity to finish your story and the narrative and make more money. Capitalism.
Yeah, man, even I wish they did that. So there's a Christmas special on the Roku channel. You can only watch it on the Roku channel. If you have a Roku, you already have that channel on your
Mhm.
Roku. You can just go to the Roku channel website and watch it. So it's weird because it's completely free to watch.
Yeah.
To watch this TV special. And oddly enough, the first season's on Roku, but the second season's still on NBC. So you have to go to NBC to watch the second season. So anyway, that is Zoey's. That's where it's come from. Marcus, how have you heard of this show? Did you know what it was? What's your history before
Nick,
I gave this to you?
I will say it makes complete sense that no one was watching the show, or that a handful of people were watching the show, because
What?
I heard about this show and then it disappeared. So when you
Oh,
gave
sure.
me the challenge, I was like, oh, that show, I heard of that. And I couldn't place when I've heard of it. It could have been 5 years ago, and it's like a very good long running show, or it could have been 5 minutes ago, and you're telling me to watch the first season because it just ended. I didn't fucking know when I heard about it. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I looked at it and I found out that it had 2 seasons, and that shocked me because a show lasting for 2 seasons, I mean, enough people watched it for it to get a second season, and somehow no one's talking about it. So that means that this show lives in a world where it is okay enough that people are watching it, but not good enough that anyone's even talking about it. So even the people who are watching it are silent.
I would yeah, sure.
Quiet.
Okay. I mean,
Maybe not silent. They're quiet.
I think maybe it's just really sensible, fun-loving people loved it, and they didn't want to be the loud, because the loud people are the ones about shitty shows. You know,
Yes.
the loud people are the Fortnite people, huh? Yeah, you heard of Fortnite?
Wow. You're calling
Does that
Fortnite
mean it's a quality
people out?
game? Yeah, Roblox people.
Have you
I'm coming
played
for you next.
Fortnite?
Watch out. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. It's no Hades. It's no Hades.
I can't get into Fortnite because I suck at it, but that's my own fault.
But that's what I'm saying. I think you're completely right. I think this show it had its audience. But here's the thing. I don't think NBC believed in the show. It didn't know how to market it. Like, we're going to talk about the show and everything it entailed, but I think this show fills such a strange niche of genre and pastiche. Like, it's a little bit of this, it's a little bit of that. It doesn't take itself too serious, and yet it is very serious subject matters. And I think NBC just didn't know what to do with it. I think if NBC had pushed it, marketed it, I think it could have been an even more popular show.
Nick,
But they put it in weird. They put it. They wanted it online exclusive. Then they changed their mind. Then they put it during a shitty time slot all the time,
Mhm.
and yet it still found longevity, at least a little bit. It still found an audience, even though they didn't like give it prime time slot right after
Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy. That's the wrong network, but you know what I'm saying.
What you're describing sounds like what I watched. It is just like this weird middle ground show that is both good and very bad at the same time. And it's
very good and very
confusing.
bad, I would say. I think when it's good, it's fucking great. And I think when it's bad, it's pretty lousy. But at least it's like going for it.
But it's like they didn't know what to do. And I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched the first episode, I watched the Christmas special, and I watched the second episode of the first season.
Okay.
So that's what I watched.
Good. Spoilers. I told Marcus if he didn't like the show to watch season 2, episode 6.
That's true.
And he didn't.
I didn't.
That's a spoiler.
That's what
For Marcus thought.
But that being said, it was just felt like the overall vibe was like, okay, why is this show good for like 2 minutes at a time and then immediately very
like really
bad,
good,
and then very
like
bad.
bad. Like, yeah. So how did you watch? Did you watch the Christmas special and then the episodes, or did you watch the
I
episodes?
watched
and
the
Christmas
first episode so I can get a sort of an establishment of the universe that we're going to live in. Then I watched the Christmas special. And then I watched, because the Christmas special, I think, was going to be what made me decide whether I would watch the second episode or season 2, episode 6.
Yeah, that's why I gave it to you. I was like, you're either going to watch the Christmas episode and not give a rat's ass or ass shit, and I need you to watch some good moments.
Yeah.
Or if you're like, I'm intrigued, let me go back and figure out how we got here.
I watched this Christmas special, and then I went back to the second episode because I was like, I have strong opinions about this Christmas episode and the characters in it, and I need to know how this happened. How did we get here?
How did we get here? Okay, so let's go to the beginning. Before we get too much into it, I want to know, play me through sitting down and watching that first episode and getting the pastiche and meeting Zoey and having the MRI thing happen and starting the show. Start me off at the beginning of the show.
Nick, you told me to watch this show. I was like, great, easy. I'm going to watch it. Where is it? Hulu? Netflix? Disney Plus? One of the popular streaming platforms that exists? No, Nick, it's on
the Roku channel.
The Roku channel, which I didn't even know because I was looking for the show. I found it on Peacock and ended up having to watch it on Peacock.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes
Nick,
sense.
do you know the business model of Peacock?
You have to sign up for it and then you get to watch it. I have no idea when you pay.
The business model for Peacock.
Please explain Peacock. I don't understand Peacock. This is why, hold on. This is why NBC's dumb. This is why I stand by the show and not by the network.
I agree.
The network is dumb. Please go on about
They
Peacock.
fucked up by having anything on the show. After watching this on Peacock, I was like, I will never watch The Office again because if the only place I have to watch is on Peacock, I just rather never watch that show again. And I like that show. And it's one I've rewatched. Peacock sucks ass. So normally you get a free trial, right? And then you can watch any of the shows you want on the platform, which is wonderful. That's fine. Give me a 7-day free trial. I'll binge watch whatever I want to watch, and then I'll bail, and I'll never watch this program. I'll never use this program even if I don't want to. And if there's
it'd be
content,
a good service and win me over, right?
It can win me over. If there's good content, I'm like, wow, there's so much content here. I didn't realize. I guess I'll keep my subscription. That's how most of them work.
And then watch something on there once every 3 months.
This one works like Tubi or like one of the random streaming services where it is free to sign up. It's free to watch everything on there, but you have to watch commercials. Nick, I haven't watched a fucking commercial in like 12 years.
I hear that. I hear that hard.
I don't watch commercials. I have just.
Did you watch the whole show with commercials?
Yes, I watched the whole show with commercials.
I pay for upgraded Hulu so I don't have to watch commercials.
It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. Watching anything with commercials.
I pay for YouTube Red so I don't have to watch commercials.
Same. I have YouTube Red.
It's
I don't
not
watch
Red
any
anymore, it's
commercials.
premium.
I watch a lot of YouTube. It's great.
Yeah.
And so having to watch this with commercials sucked, and it made me hate not the show, but it made me hate Peacock so much. It's bad.
Was it a lot of commercials?
It was like 5 minutes
Is
total of commercials, which
That's
isn't that much. But when you're not used to watching commercials at all, it felt like an eternity. I didn't know what to do with myself.
I hear that.
Like a minute is not enough time for me to go do something else. right? Like you give me a 3-minute commercial break, I'm like, okay, I know I have time. I'll run, I'll do some dishes, I'll like take a shit, I'll do something in that 3 minutes that is worthwhile. But 1 minute, that's not enough. I can't do anything.
But also at the same time, you can't pause it and go do something because then you come back and then you have to finish watching the commercial.
Exactly.
Okay, Marcus, enough about your commercials. Go to the show. The show starts. What's happening?
That was the worst part of everything.
Where's Zoey? Who's Zoey?
Okay, so
Okay, I'm
you start
sorry.
off, you watch,
I'm so sorry.
start off, there's this cute little tiny woman named Zoey.
To be fair, you could have watched it on the Roku channel and not watched any commercials. That's
well,
on
I
you,
didn't
though.
know. Okay, I don't have Roku. Tiny little woman named Zoey. You're introduced to her. Honestly,
Who you recognize, right?
yeah, she was
You
in Don't
recognize her.
Breathe.
Yeah, and also in the Evil Dead reboot.
I did not watch that one.
You didn't watch the Evil Dead reboot? You love Evil Dead.
I do love Evil.
Oh.
I love Evil Dead, not the reboot. The reboot's something else.
Oh, the reboot was good.
I heard the reboot is a horror movie, and I was like, I like Evil Dead because it's campy. So if it's
You're
just
right.
a
It was
straight up
fine.
horror
It was
movie,
fine.
it's fine.
It was okay.
Yeah.
But it's the same guy who made Don't Breathe. Anyway, go on.
Anyway, she's in those movies. She's great. I like seeing her. She's cute and tiny,
She's great.
and that is wonderful. And then, God, does she wake up and immediately? I don't remember anything about the first episode. Does she wake up and immediately
Old Man
goes to
Rama,
the
she
next
was
door?
also the star of Suburgatory. I watched all of Suburgatory. It was fantastic. I liked it a lot. It was one of those bad sitcoms. Sorry, go on.
She wakes up and she knocks on the neighbor's door because she is singing very loudly in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately, I don't like her anymore. At first, I was like, wow, she seems nice. And then she knocked on the neighbor's door and was like, you're singing too loud. And I was like, you live in a city. You're going to hear your neighbors' voices. You're going to hear singing. You're going to hear talking. You're going to hear yelling.
To be fair, he was singing very
Your
loudly.
amount of privilege does not extend beyond your apartment, okay?
I think, okay, well, to be fair, it made it sound like he was singing every single day
She
at that time,
could
all day
have
long.
been shot, Nick, okay? You lived in apartments.
What?
She could have been shot. You go and you knock on your neighbor's door because they're singing too loudly. You could get shot.
You think this fucking...
I grew up in the projects. You would get shot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not the projects. You think she's living
I don't
in...
know
First of
that,
all,
Nick. Okay, she
First
lives
of
in
all,
a city. I don't know where she
they're
lives.
in fucking... Aren't they in Seattle?
No,
San
they're
Francisco. They're in fucking San Francisco. In like the fucking... They're in Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I don't... Okay.
I mean, you find that out later, Nick. Okay.
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't
So
know
you're
that.
thinking like, you're about to get shot, lady?
Yeah. She knocks on his door like this. She's going to get shot. She deserves it too.
But you recognize the door of who she's knocking on too, right?
No. What do you mean?
You don't know Alex Newell?
What? No. Who does she knock?
The person singing from Glee and Once on This Island fame. You don't know Alex Newell?
No,
Mo? In the
I
show?
did not.
You don't know them at all?
No.
Oh, Alex Newell is fucking hugely famous in the like musical theater kind of world.
Do you know their pronouns?
were
I
on-
thought I was like, oh, this woman is wonderful.
They're
this whole
they're
time.
non-binary, and I think Alex goes by he, him pronouns. It might be he, they.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, Alex Newell was on the Glee project, was on Glee, and then was in the Broadway revival Once on This Island and got universal praise.
Wow.
For being amazing.
Well, they were great.
As you can tell by the way they sing.
Yeah. That was incredible. They're a great
Yeah.
singer. So anyway, I did not recognize them at all, but I'm glad that Zoey didn't get shot. So
Yeah. Okay. All right.
a real few moment there. And then I don't remember what happens next. I know she ends up going to the doctor for an MRI, and the whole
there's
premise of the
like
show,
little things that are important. Like, you know, she goes to work. She works at Spark Point, which is like an Apple amalgam Microsoft kind of place as a programmer. The whole conceit of the episode is somebody has to be a manager. She wants it to be her, but she's quiet and doesn't speak her mind. Blah,
I
blah,
just
blah.
don't remember the sequence of events, but I remember the events. So I'm going to say that at some point she goes to work. You meet her coworkers. They're kind of douchey. She's a woman working in a place that has mostly men. And so that's a point of contention as well. Her boss is the mom from Gilmore Girls.
Lauren Graham, yeah.
And so everyone
you also meet her
else
best friend,
assumes-
Sean Astin.
Everyone else assumes that she has some kind of like in with the boss because she's a woman and not because she's good at her job or hardworking. So there's that whole thing. And yes,
Then MRI.
She goes to get her MRI because her father has a neurological disease that makes him essentially paralyzed. And what is it called? Supranuclear
It seems like an ALS
dystrophy, something like that.
Seems like an ALS kind of amalgam.
Yes,
something,
yes.
something like that.
So then his neurological shit is deteriorating, And so she's worried she has the same thing. She goes to get an MRI, and then there's an earthquake, and that's when she gets her magical powers. And in the show, they call them powers. So
yeah,
we are to assume that they are powers at this point, and not like, oh, she is mentally unwell or something's wrong with her. They are just superpowers. She just has superpowers, and her superpower is to hear people's heart song. And a heart song is a song you are singing internally that reflects your emotions at the time. I hate the term heart song.
That's fair.
It's very dumb, and it's very silly. And it's funny because the order I watched this in, the first time you hear the word heart song used is by the guy, her boyfriend, Sean Astin, in the Christmas special. He says it first. And I was like, that's gross. Did he just decide to start calling it heart songs? Because I fucking hate it. I hated that so much.
And then you find out later it was Zoey.
And then later I find out it was Zoey, and it's fine.
Well, is something dying? What's going on?
My cat's meowing a lot, and I don't know what's going on.
He loves Zoey. That's what I'm saying. So yeah, no, keep going. You're killing it.
So then basically she gets the MRI. She starts hearing people's heart songs. She goes into work, and she hears her coworker's heart song. He's singing Mad World.
Oh yeah. And before that, you see a whole bunch of like fun hijinks of songs. What were you thinking?
There's like a montage.
Go back,
there's a montage. She's like leaves, and everyone starts singing. I thought it was one of those things where like, okay, something like her mental state is deteriorating, and she has this neurological disorder as well. And then it's just like she, over the course of the movie or the show, we're gonna see her like descent, and she's gonna have to contend with the fact that she has the same neurological disorder, which sounds much more sad than I think it actually ends up being.
Yeah, no, it literally is what it says it is, and she got a power.
Yeah.
So we don't know how, we don't know when, we don't know why, but she has this power to hear people's heart songs.
Yes. And so I was like, okay, I guess that's not it. Eventually, yes. And because of the Christmas movie being after everything, I found out that it's just a superpower. She just has superpowers, and this is hers. Yeah,
a lot of the beginning is her contending with the powers. By the time you get to the Christmas episode, she accepts, I hear people's heart songs. It's what I do.
Yeah.
So what were you so again, you were about to talk about how it was all fun. She was like, help, I need somebody, help.
Yeah.
And singing like some fun, anybody. And then she hears Leaf songs like, all I do is win, win, win. It's just like a whole bunch of fun, right? Like it's like
fun songs.
Okay, I see what this show is. It's like Glee, everyone's singing, and then this moment happens with Simon.
Yeah.
You're in the office.
Mad World.
And she
I
just
like,
hears
oof, I like
she
this.
hears it like from far away. And she like goes and follows the voice down the halls. And Simon gives a fucking stirring rendition, just sitting at his desk, all by himself, singing Mad World.
Yeah. And he's like, all around me are familiar faces, worn out faces. It's great. It's great. It's very sad, and it works. It's overly dramatic. This show,
as it should be,
overall is overly dramatic. It feels like Glee, but Glee, at least when they were singing, it felt like they should be singing in those moments. This show feels more forced than Glee did in the beginning. It feels
weird.
Like we have to sing now because there's we are legally obligated to sing 3 songs, and so we have to squeeze in a song right here. And I didn't like that feeling. The Mad World one it didn't feel like that. There are a couple songs that don't feel like that in the episodes I watched, but I would say a majority of them did feel forced.
Interesting. I never feel that way because in Glee never knows what kind of show it is, right? Like Glee teeters back and forth between being a show where they only sing when they are actually singing in the real world. Sometimes they are singing as asides. Sometimes they are singing and everyone can hear them. It never knows what kind of show it wants to be, and it teeters back and forth. While Zoey, the fact that it always feels like it is so for me, I love musicals. We both love musicals. We love musicals.
Yeah.
For me, what do they say about musicals? Why is a musical this? Why do I do musical improv? You know, when I do musical improv, when do I earn my song? It's because when the emotion gets to a point where you can't do anything else but sing, right?
Yes.
That's what I feel from the show. I don't feel that from Glee. I never felt that from Smash. I never felt that from any. I love Smash. I watched Smash during the pandemic. It's just as awful as I remember it, but it was such a fun watch. But all these shows, those feel like it's like, and now it's time for another number. While
Mhm.
this one, whilst there are times when some people sing songs, I'm like, I hate this song, I don't want
Yeah.
this. It is always because Zoe sees, in my head, it's like Zoe is seeing something. Like she sees something in the person, whether it's like
Mhm.
a sadness behind the eyes, whether it's a quake in their voice, and then you turn up the dial just a little bit, and then they sing. That's the way it always feels to me. It's
I
interesting that
get
you
that.
compared Glee to not feeling feeling more earned.
I
And
see someone in the chat calling me out. I feel like it would feel less like that if you watched more than 3 episodes. One of them was a Christmas special, okay? That's at least like 2 episodes, so like 4 episodes, okay?
honestly, fair.
Don't call me out.
And I'm super excited to hear what you think about by the time the Christmas episode. Honestly, the Christmas episode isn't the strongest episode. The first episode isn't the strongest episode. The second episode is the strongest episode.
Mhm.
There are episodes in here that the whole thing are better. Like I think we both would agree. Even during bad episodes, there's moments of greatness like
Yeah,
sprinkled in
for
here
sure.
and there because of a certain performance,
Mhm.
because of a certain arc. There are episodes in the show where the whole episode feels super complete in a good way.
I could see
You know,
that. I've seen shows like this before where not every episode is like great, but
Yeah.
there's good writing happening, and sometimes everything falls together in the right way for really, really good episodes. And those episodes
Yeah.
can probably be some of the best TV, period. And I've
Yeah.
watched shows like that, so I get the sense that this show is like that as well from what
Yeah,
I've
and
watched
I
so
think
far.
overall the show does have something to say. So just a little back matter of the show. The showrunner, whose name is Austin Winsberg, his dad had the disease that Zoe's dad has.
Oh wow.
And as he was going through that, so he is speaking from going through that, losing his father to the disease, watching him deteriorate like that. And he remembered feeling, if only I could know what he was thinking, if only I could hear what was in his heart, if only I could hear his heart song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I'm sure you would agree after watching the whole thing, where the whole show is really about grief and how to deal with it and what to do around it.
Yeah.
I think one of the strongest and weakest aspects of the show is Zoe. Because we get everything from her point of view, sometimes Zoe's always there and it's a little annoying. I wish I can leave from Zoe. But sometimes, because it's from Zoe's point of view, it always has her perspective.
Mhm.
And through most of the shows, she's grieving. Even here at the beginning, she's grieving because she's slowly losing her dad. And these heart songs, like her going and helping someone else do their thing, is helping her get closer to her dad, get closer to her mom, get closer, to the people around her, connecting with them. Because, I think those are the aspects of the show that are strong.
Yeah.
But you are right that sometimes, like, there are shoehorn moments where it's like, hey, it would be really fun. Like there's a really small spoiler. I think there's like 3 or 4 episodes in, Lauren Graham's husband comes to Spark Point, and he's more
Mhm.
famous than all of them. And as he comes, all the guys in the audience start singing Jesus Christ Superstar when he shows up. And they're like, Jesus Christ, superstar, da da da, as he's coming in. And I'm like, I didn't need this.
It does
This
feel,
isn't anybody's innermost thought.
it does feel very musical theatery in a way that is both good and bad. Like sometimes I feel like it's
Yeah.
a little too much, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, maybe people making this would be part of the crowd that I wouldn't necessarily be a part of. But then
Yeah.
also in that same episode, you'll get moments where I'm like, yeah, this is why I love musical theater, or like this is why I like these kinds of performances.
Yeah, and to be fair, that's true of most musicals, right? Like
Oh, yeah,
when you
totally.
listen to a musical, you don't listen to every song, right?
No.
You skip some.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
do like the character. I like Zoe a lot. I think that she is great. In the chat, they said that she's imperfect. I agree 100% with that. I think that like her being imperfect is wonderful and relatable, and she doesn't immediately know how to use this power, right? And the first thing she does is not necessarily selfish completely, but she does use her power to her benefit, which is
Yeah,
what most
100%.
people would do in that situation.
There are penalties to play when she does that.
Yeah, I could see the show
Yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
for sure.
The show makes her suffer because of doing things like that.
Yeah. And then also in like this in later episodes, we find out that like it ends up hindering her as well. It's not just this cool ability that she has ends up being kind of a nuisance as well.
Yeah, there's some moments of the show that are complete triumphs. And some of them, I do think that Zoe deals with grief a little too much in the show sometimes. By the time the second season comes around, I'm like, okay, Zoe, come on, kid. Let's
Can't keep
come on.
grieving.
Yeah.
I mean, considering that the
there
Christmas
are,
special was after the whole season and it was still very depressing, I was like, okay, I
Yeah.
mean, it seems like that's the whole show.
Yeah, but the way to get there is pretty fucking amazing. Yeah, the thing she does. And talking about how imperfect she is, the episode that I gave you, the other one that you didn't get a chance to watch because you wanted to go through in order, is that whole episode is a whole episode from the point of view from thank you that Jamster dude for subscribing at tier 1 on Twitch.
Woo! You can subscribe
So-
for free with your Amazon Prime subscription. So subscribe
sure
if
can.
you got it.
The episode I gave you to watch was a whole episode where she wasn't the focus at all. The whole focus was all the people of color
I looked
in
it
the
up.
show.
Yes, because I was like,
Okay.
After I decided to watch episode 2, I was like, oh, I wonder what I'm missing. And
Yeah.
it was good. I was like, oh, that seems like an episode that I definitely would like to watch.
Yeah, and there are moments of things like that. There's an episode where they get a caretaker for Mitch, and you meet him, and he's a great dude, but he has a strange relationship with his daughter, who is deaf, and she wants to go to like Africa
Mhm.
for some medical thing or something, and he doesn't want her to go. And she sings her heart song, but she's deaf and mute, so
Oh.
she's at a deaf college, and Zoe goes, and the whole heart song's in sign, and
That's
it's
amazing.
like it was amazing.
That's really
there are
cool.
moments like that in the show. Bernadette Peters shows up.
Yes.
Bernadette Peters shows up
She was in the
and
Christmas
like
special.
shows. Oh, she is. But before, the reason she's there is because she shows up as a grieving widow as well,
Mhm.
and relates to Zoe's mom, who isn't quite a widow at that point. And they're like, and helps her through it. And it's just like another beautiful, like, there's just a whole bunch of like things that are like transcendent. Like
Yeah.
if I didn't have the inkling that maybe you would watch the show, I would literally just send you a playlist. I thought about it. I've been wanting to give you the show for months, almost a year
Mhm.
now. But I didn't know if I didn't know how much to make you watch, because these great moments you can't get
Yeah.
to in a timely
Yeah.
manner. But if I give you all these clips, then you're missing something, because you
That's
kind of got
true.
to get there, So when the Christmas special came out, that's why I thought.
Yes, I do want to. Well, give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back. My cat's meowing like crazy. I don't know what's happening. So
That's fine.
entertain. the
As you
masses.
are here, I will read the chat. Alexandria says, to be fair, not a lot of time passes in this show. That is true. It's like a year, right? It seems like it's like a year in time between the first season, second season, and the Christmas special. Seems like we're like 6 months before. That Jamster dude said, I never even heard of this show. Well, go check it out. You can watch it on the Roku channel for free. You can also watch it on Peacock, I think. It is very good. There are moments that are very musical theater that are hard to get through, but there are moments that are pretty amazing too. Like some of the ones I just mentioned, about songs about race and songs about being deaf, and songs about this and that, and a lot of songs about grief. And I think the show really does really nice takes. I am in Denmark, so it is different here. I am in Denmark, so they don't sing songs about grief. That Jamster dude, come on, get out of here. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just condemning our fans. as
Wait,
you were
what
about,
happened?
Marcus. Everybody hates me. They like you more.
You're bonding with that Jamster dude. Thank you, man.
No, I think he's just saying that. Sorry, they are just saying that in Denmark they don't have the Roku channel or something.
Well, if that goes to my point,
Or he's saying
that
they don't
Roku
have grief in
sucks.
Denmark. They could be saying they don't have grief. There's a delay, so I'm not sure, and I can't stop talking.
It makes sense.
Other streaming services, yes. See, but I'm not sure now. Other streaming services, yes, don't have grief. Like now, I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna unsubscribe.
They
Sorry.
can't. You can't. You already did it. You already gave us your money.
Sorry,
That's the way it works.
I had to leave. My cat was meowing like crazy because
I
my
can't be left
girlfriend
alone.
was outside of the door, and he was like, "Why are you doing that? Let me out as well." And so I just let him out of the house, and now he's hanging
Well,
out.
Marcus, as
of
we
my
had
house.
finished this first episode, pretty much, let's get to the end of the first episode. Grief is a streaming service. That Jamster dude, yes, in America, Grief is a streaming service. It is called Apple.
No, it's just
Plus.
called grief.
Okay, so
it's just called grief.
subscribe now to Grief for $7.99 a month. You only get shows and movies that have ennui. Okay, so Marcus, let's get to the end of this first episode so we
Okay.
can move on. At the end of the episode, you finally, after seeing the powers and everything, she's trying to connect with her dad, and there's a beautiful moment when she's just like, I just wish you could talk to me. And Mitch gets out of being stuck in his head. and sings True Colors to
Oh, man.
Zoey. What did you think? Where were you at this moment?
This show is going to fucking destroy my heart because all the moments with the dad so far have been like perfect. They have been
Yeah.
spot on and incredible perfection. It
Yeah.
feels very musical. It feels like these are the moments. These are the moments that you should be singing. Like
Yeah.
use this to communicate. That feels powerful and has weight to it, and I loved it. I absolutely love that moment.
Yeah, I agreed. I think the conceit of having Mitch be able to sorry, that Jamster dude says subscribe now and get a month of aggression as well, free of charge.
Very American.
That's only in the Canadian. You have to have a Canadian VPN to get that. So Marcus, I think you're right. I think all those moments with Mitch, all spoilers, they're all really heartfelt. Like even in the second episode where it's like about him wanting to have sex, it's still like heartfelt and like real and like honest.
Nick, what's the best friend's name?
Max,
played by Sean Astin. Is that his name? What is his name?
Skylar Astin.
Skylar
Yeah.
Astin. I hate that guy with such a burning passion. I could be wrong. Maybe he's supposed to be likable, but I legitimately several times during this viewing, I felt like something is wrong with this man. Like he is a sociopath who doesn't understand human emotion. I don't know if it's his acting that's not coming across or something is scary about him playing this character.
You're allowed your opinion. I will say you lost a huge arc of the character. So at the beginning of the show, he's supposed to be the annoying, happy best friend.
It was the Christmas episode that made me hate him.
No. And then in the end of the show, they're together and he's being kind of a dick about the powers because he just got the powers.
Yeah.
In the show, the whole show was a will they, won't they between Max, Zoey, and Simon.
Yes.
And he finds out about the powers before anybody else. And there's a whole arc of him telling Zoey he loves her, trying to go for it, Zoey saying yes, Zoey saying no, him finding about the powers, him being like, you knew I liked you this whole time, him hating her because of it, him like betraying the company, going on the other side, starting his own business, coming all the way back, and them like circling back to each other. And well, I will say, if you don't like him, maybe you won't ever like him.
Yeah.
But there are some moments of genius from him. There are some songs throughout this thing where I'm just like, I just have them on my Spotify.
Wow.
I think there's a couple songs from Simon and there's a couple songs from Max, the two male leads of the show, besides maybe the dad, that I legitimately just have on my spot because of the way they sing them.
Yeah.
Because the caliber they sing them and because the emotion in those scenes that I think of. There are moments. Give him a chance. He's supposed to be annoying now. He's supposed to be annoying at the end. You miss all the fat and the good stuff in the middle.
At the end of the Christmas movie, after they were like, yes, we understand each other. We both have empathy for one another. Like the lingering look she was giving the other guy that like is in sort of this love triangle and the tension between the two of them. I was like, are they not happy? Is she still wondering what it would be like to be with this other guy? I don't know.
He was the interior Greg on Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. He was. Do you remember?
He replaced Greg. Yes, he replaced Greg.
Yeah. He's great. I mean, he's from Pitch Perfect. He was on the original Broadway run of Spring Awakening with Leah Michelle and Jonathan Groff.
I like him as a person.
He was one of the other guys.
I think I like him as a person.
Actually, I feel like you might not like him as a person, honestly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know if he's your vibe.
I thought I would like him as a person, but like maybe I want to like him is what's happening.
Maybe.
I feel like he seems like the kind of guy where it's like, yeah, I kind of want to like that guy. He seems nerdy. He seems like a dollar store Zachary Levi. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think he is more musical theater than you think he is. So I don't know if you would like him.
Okay.
Same with like Alex Newell as Mo. I don't think you would like these people in real life.
Okay, fair enough.
Jane Levy, I think we would love. I think we'd be her best friend. She seems fantastic. I love her. But I think you just have to get to the meat. But the Simon thing, oh my goodness. We'll go through step by step of the Christmas special.
Christmas special. It
But
starts off.
you as knowing
Me knowing what?
Well, no, you were saying about the Simon thing.
Oh, yeah.
We could talk about that. So the whole there's a middle episode between these two seasons where there's literally an episode. I'll just tell you what it's called. It's called Zoey's Extraordinary Glitch. where there's a whole episode where she doesn't hear heart songs because she's denying her power. She doesn't want to use it. She's saying it's not real. So her powers revolt, and she sings all of her heart songs in the episode.
Oh wow,
It's very funny.
That's
so
pretty
she doesn't
funny.
hear any. She only sings them all, and she sings a heart song to Max and to Simon.
oh wow.
And everything's like comes to a head at that. So that tension has been there the whole show. And honestly, I usually don't like it. I usually hate it when it's like, no, just pick a side.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's the first time I've ever experienced where I'm like, wow, I really think she really likes both these people and she doesn't know what to do. And she's like not good enough at like human emotions to like deal with it.
I am
You know?
so anti Max or whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, you're just Team Simon all the
I'm
way.
Team Simon 100%. First episode, I was Team Simon. Christmas special, Team Simon. The whole time. He got her a fucking snow globe after her snow globe broke and he didn't even know. He didn't even fucking know. Okay?
He didn't even know.
He's the best.
He felt
He's the
it.
GOAT. Episode 2, on his side too.
Oh, just you wait. Honestly, Simon's my favorite character. Simon's songs are the best in the show, bar none. There's one song he sings at a press conference where the Spark watch doesn't see black people. You know how technology, remember how that happened? There was a big thing.
Yeah.
And he has to give the press conference.
Oh,
And
wow.
Zoey hears his heart song of before he has to do the power conference. And the song he sings, the ache. Oh, he's beautiful, man.
He is great.
He's the only one. I follow him on Instagram. Simon's song
great.
season 2, those are the best. Yeah, he's great.
Simon's great. I like Simon.
It sounds like you're really into this conceit of this heart song thing, right? Like it sounds like you don't like the phrase, but the moments where there's like real moments to sing about, you're like into that, right?
For the sake of what we were transitioning to, I'm gonna say yes.
Marcus, say we're gonna play a game.
Now
It's
try this
rolling.
trivia. Now try this trivia. Now trivia. Now trivia. Now trivia this.
And we are back. Nick is chugging a choo-choo his water.
The reason I'm doing that is because we're about to play Zoe's Extraordinary Podcast Game. Marcus,
Woo!
I have here a list of, speaking of Now Try This classics, a whole bunch of classic scenes from the backlog of Now Try This from movies and TV shows.
Okay.
And here's the thing. I thought, hey, Zoe's has this great conceit of heart songs. What if other shows have heart songs? So before I tell you what it is, we're going to go through and you're going to tell me scene or song. If you pick scene, you have to act out by yourself as much as you can. It can be short, it can be really quick. The scene of this moment I am explaining to you what it is from this show or movie. And then I will have to burst out into song when it is appropriate, a heart song from that thing. Or you can pick song.
Neither
And
one of these.
I will act out the scene, and then you
Okay.
interrupt my scene with whatever heart song comes to your mind. Have a heart song from there. You can make it
It
up.
sounds
but you
so
can also use-
hard.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yes, and baby, I am in it to win it. Me.
You are so ready.
Okay.
Remember, you can make up a song, but you can also use literally any song in pop culture that
That's true.
even just has one word pun to
my problem is
associate
I can't
with the thing.
remember lyrics well, so I might have
Oh,
to do some googling.
Marcus, I'm gonna lift the curtain. Lexi picked out all the songs for me because I couldn't think of any of them,
Okay.
and I only know 1 or 2 lines from all the songs. So I'm gonna try 2, but it's not like I'm out here ready to sing a whole song. Okay.
At least you have song titles ready to go.
Well, listen, I gotta like make the game. I need to be a little prepared. And to be fair, I made Lexi do it. So
Okay, fair enough,
shout
fair
out
enough.
to you one time. Number 1, scene or song.
Scene.
Do you want me to tell you what the thing is before I tell you scene or
got it.
song?
No.
Okay.
It's,
You pick
this
scene?
whole game is the most stressful thing ever. So I'm gonna just
Good.
pick scene and do scene for the first one.
Marcus, number 1 is Squid Game. And the moment you are acting out is deciding for the first time whether you keep playing for the money or you leave. That moment when the voting is happening. You are acting out that scene. And I will interrupt you with a heart song when it's time to do so.
So I have to
Whenever
decide
you're
if I'm
ready.
gonna keep playing. Which scene is it again?
When they're voting, yes or no. Half
Okay,
of them want to stay,
yes.
half of them want to go.
Okay. I don't know what to do. I need the money, but if I vote yes, that I could be rich. I could win the whole thing. But if I vote no, then I can go back to my family. But what life is that with my family? What life would I even have? I can't provide for them. They hate me. I tried so hard to climb this corporate ladder, and I failed. I fell right on my face. There was nothing I could do about it.
Darling, gotta let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. So you got to let me know.
Should I stay or should I go?
That
was good.
We did it.
That worked.
We did number one.
That was a hard one.
That was a good heart song, right?
That
Like
was
it
a good-
totally
it
made
worked
sense.
really well. Yeah, I could totally see that happening. I think honestly, that convinced me. Shows should have heart songs. I live under the assumption that most things should be musicals. Like I constantly am like, oh, Squid Games would make a great musical. Ninja
100%.
Turtles would make a great musical.
100%.
Everything would make a great musical.
I totally agree. And I think something that Zoey does good is this song is not about this at all, but the way you sing it and the lyrics like match shit, right?
Yeah.
Like Zoey does that really well. There's a whole bunch of times where it's just like, there's sometimes it's super obvious, like it's a love song and it's singing about love, where like when Max sings Sucker to Zoey. No, he doesn't sing Sucker. Does he sing Sucker? Yeah, he sings Sucker. And it's like, obviously this fits for this, but there's also moments where it like doesn't quite match, but it matches somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
number 2, Marcus, scene or song?
I'm gonna pick song.
Okay, well, good, because this one's harder.
Oh my god, look at I can see the blobfish
This-
face.
What are you doing?
I don't know. The blobfish.
What?
I have ADD.
Why are you doing
Leave
the
me
blobfish?
alone.
Marcus, okay, pay attention, buddy. I feel like I'm teaching one of my kids chess. I'm like, all right, up here, buddy. It's time to move your queen. Okay, so for this scene, it is Invincible, and it's the final dad confrontation that I'm gonna act out. And you're gonna stop me and start singing a hot song from either point of view,
Okay.
whatever you want, when it is time to go. We are better than these people, son. You need to take your place by my side. What do you mean, Dad? It's all about humanity. You taught me to be a hero. You're a hero. I'm not really a hero, son. But Mom, you love Mom. Yeah, I love Mom. The same way you love a pet. The same way you love a dog that you bring home for the first time. But I don't really love her. We are better than these people. We are going to outlive everybody till everyone is dust on this planet.
Papa, don't preach. I'm in trouble deep. Papa, don't preach. I've been losing sleep, but I made up my mind. I'm keeping my baby. I'm gonna keep my baby.
That was perfect, Marcus.
Thank you.
Oh my God.
I broke my picture.
You have 2 points so far. You're fucking crushing it. Marcus, for a bonus point, do you know what song I had down to sing from Lexi?
Oh no. Cats in the Cradle?
No, that's good. No. Bad Blood by Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That's good. Okay. Next up, song or scene? Scene or song?
I'm gonna do scene.
No, this one's way harder. So good. This one, we are doing Queen's Gambit. You like destroyed your frame.
I 100%. It fell apart. Like I destroyed it. I have to. That's how passionate I was about the song.
Holy shit. I'm
Dedication.
impressed. Okay. So this scene is from the Queen's Gambit, and it is the final chess match.
Okay.
So act that out.
I'm moving my pieces, but why am I moving my pieces? I don't understand. I've mastered this game, but I shouldn't be struggling right now against him. He doesn't deserve my best, but it's what I gotta give. It's what I gotta do. I didn't watch this far in this show, so I don't know what happens. But
On a Monday, I am waiting. Tuesday, I am fading. And by Wednesday, I can't sleep. Then the phone rings and I hear you. And the darkness is a clear view. 'Cause you've come to rescue me. Fall. With you, I fall so fast. I can hardly catch my breath. I hope it lasts. Oh, I forgot how the chorus goes. But it's all the pieces of me. Oh, all the pieces of me. Get it? Pieces?
Oh,
Because she's the
yeah.
queen. Pieces?
That's good.
Pieces of me.
That's good. We could
That was
do
an
this.
audible I did the last
We could
second.
do this. We
I
could
feel
do a
bad
jukebox
because
musical of
Lexi gave me Survivor by Destiny's Child, and I forgot how it goes. So.
I'm a survivor. I'm
Oh,
gonna
that's how it
make
goes, yes.
it. I'm gonna work harder. Keep on surviving. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Let's go.
All right, Marcus. For the next one, will you pick scene or song?
I'll pick song. I'm just
Oh,
gonna
okay, great.
alternate because that makes me comfortable.
I love that. So this next one is from Princess Diaries.
Okay.
We're doing the makeover scene. Okay. So, okay, I will take these eyebrows and I will make them go like this, and you will have 2 different eyebrows. Okay, I am gonna. Oh, I need a hair dryer. I need a hair dryer. I need a blow dryer. I need some makeup. Heels. This is how you walk in heels. You will be the princess that everyone wants. You will be the princess that everyone. Let's pluck these eyebrows. Let's comb this hair. We are gonna make a new you that is worthy to be a princess of Genosha. You will be the princess. Let me pluck these eyebrows. Let me pluck this hair. You gotta.
Who is that girl that I see staring straight back at me? What is my reflection? Someone I don't know. That's it. That's all I got.
That's good. That's good. Except like she's like into it. I love Princess Diaries, and
Yeah.
I know you liked it too when you watched it. But the movie does teach you to be super vain and vapid. It's like, oh, her life's better when she's hot. This moral of the story: be hot.
That is kind of the moral story of that movie.
Yeah, it is 100%. Okay, next one. Are you gonna pick scene or song?
Scene.
I like how the chat's calling me out. Yes, I have watched Princess Diaries way too many times. Genovia. That is Genovia. And if you were wondering, Genovia is famous for their pears. That is a little shout out to all my Princess Diaries. Genovians, yeah. Okay. So this one's hard. So this one, it's not hard. So this one's easy. We are gonna do a classic. Now try this episode. The show You.
Oh, I forgot we watched that.
Yeah, classic episode.
I'm acting it in it.
And you're gonna act it, and what you are acting is the first time that our boy sees the girl he's gonna stalk in the bookstore. His inner monologue.
Who is that? She's beautiful. She's alluring. Everything about her I want. I don't just want her. I need her. I want to be with her forever. Her eyes are the bluest blue I've ever seen. Her hair is the blondest blonde. Her skin is so pure and untainted.
You are the one I want. Who, darling, the one that I want. You are the one I want. Who, honey, the one that I want. I'm trying to do it like a cool minor key.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
The one I want. Who, the one that I need. Oh, yes, indeed.
Creepy.
The one that I want.
That's creepy. I like that. That heart song worked really well. Good
That
job.
was Lexi. Lexi's great.
Good
Great
job.
job, Lexi. Okay, next one. Scene or song, Marcus?
Song.
Good, because perfect. Great. We are doing Halloween 2018. And the scene we are doing is when Michael is dying in the fire at the end of the film. I will act that out, and I will start right now.
I want to let this go on for so long. When you were here before, couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so fucking special. But I'm a creep. I'm a
Fire.
weirdo.
Fire all
What the
around you,
hell am
burning
I
you.
doing here?
Burning
I
you,
don't
burning you.
belong here. And then as he's getting burned, he says, I don't care if it hurts. I want to have control.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm done.
Marcus, that is exactly how that song should have.
It was good.
Oh, you're right. Everything would be better as musical.
Everything would be better as a musical.
Oh, wow. Okay, next one. This next one's tough. So this next one, scene or song?
scene?
Okay, we are doing Ozark,
Oh no.
and you were acting out the scene at the beginning of the first episode where Jason Bateman is realizing he has to come up with an excuse to get away from the money laundering cartel.
That's a good
And
scene.
he picks Ozark because he had a random flyer in his pocket.
That's a good scene.
So you are doing that scene, and then I'll interrupt you for the song.
Look. I know what it looks like, but I have a plan. You don't have to kill me. You don't have to kill me. I have a plan. Okay. And the plan is this. Okay. What if I took your money, right? And I moved it to somewhere else, and I was able to launder it for you. I keep laundering it somewhere remote, somewhere perfect, somewhere beautiful, somewhere pristine. Ozark. What if I moved all of your money to Ozark, and you wouldn't have to deal with any of it? I would able to do it, and I'll do it at a discount. I'll take a percentage cut for all the money you lost. Just please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Okay.
Okay, hold on. Let me get the beat. Okay, hold. One thing, I don't know why. It doesn't matter how hard you try. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme. Explain in due time. All I know, time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as the pendulum swings. Watch it count down to the end of the day. The clock ticks life away. It's so unreal. Back below, watch time go right out the window. Trying to hold on, didn't even know. Why waste it all just to watch you go?
Man.
I kept inside, and in the end, it doesn't even matter.
Hell yeah.
So
Hell yeah. Tear it
that's-
up. Tear it up. That was good.
Oh, goodness gracious.
This is a great game.
All right, we have one. We have one more because 8
Oh,
is
no.
enough of these.
Okay, I guess I have to sing this
Scene
one.
Or song, Marcus. Oh, perfect, because this is from a new episode we
Mhm.
just did recently. We're doing Chucky.
What
And we are
scene?
going to do when Jake is deciding whether or not he is or is not going to be a murderer. Okay. So Lexi's terrible to me. She should die. She deserves to die, but I can't kill her. I'm not a killer. Or am I? I mean, my dad's dead. Everybody around me is dead. All I have is a doll that's talking to me, and I'm a killer. I'm not a killer. But I play with dolls. I don't play with dolls. I should kill her. I should kill Lexi. I have a killer inside of me, and I should let it out. But not everyone's a killer. I can't let someone die. I can't just let someone be killed. I can't do that. I can't. But she needs to die. She deserves to die. The way she disrespected me, the way she disrespected my father, the way she disrespects my gay cousin. This isn't fair. I really need.
I reflect on my reflection and ask myself the question, what's the right direction to go? I don't know. Am I a man or am I a Muppet?
Am I a Muppet?
If I'm a Muppet, that makes me a very manly Muppet.
A very manly
Am I
Muppet.
a Muppet? Or am I a man?
Am I a man?
If I'm a man, that makes me a Muppet of a man.
a Muppet of a man. I get it, because Muppet's murderer. I totally understand.
or Chucky, you know, the doll.
Oh shit!
you know?
Wow, that's really
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's really
yeah.
good. Wow.
Layers.
Marcus, you have a fan in the chat. Darren
Oh,
Angelin
thank you.
says,
Oh,
I am so in love with you.
Darren Angeline. She is my girlfriend, and she's legally obligated to say that she loves me once per
Marcus,
stream.
You got 8 out of 8 points on there. Fantastic. Great job. You crushed that game. The fans are going wild.
Yeah.
We are all impressed with your heart
Thank you. That was fun. That was a good one.
Good.
Very stressful, but fun.
Good. Back to the show that we are doing. Christmas special. Let's go through the Christmas special. Because here you are. You watched the first episode. You're probably thinking like, okay, I understand the conceit of the show. Let's go watch Christmas.
After leaving the first episode, I was like, I don't know whether I like or I don't like the show, but I am down for watching more because the quality and the writing is there, but it's a pilot episode. And you got to be forgiving with the pilot episodes. I feel like you got to give the first 3 episodes a shot, and then I usually give a show 3 to 5 episodes a watch, and before I decide if I'm going to keep
You're
watching.
generous. You were generous.
I watched the Christmas special, Nick, and immediately I was miserable. And and it's not Zoe's fault. It's not the writing's fault. It's it's the boyfriend's fault. He is so condescending and he belittles her immediately off the bat. I haven't watched
Yeah.
the show, so I don't know the journey they've been on. But from the start, he's like,
Zoe's been an ass to him for most of the show.
but
Honestly,
from the start, he's like,
but yeah,
he's like, oh, I have these powers now. And honestly, you're being a little bitch. Like, you're being a little bitch, and I can handle these powers so great. And he immediately starts to like mansplain her powers to her, essentially. It feels like that's not exactly what he's doing, but it feels like that vibe is what it is. It's like, I don't know why you had such a problem with this. I'm helping so many people. I helped like 5 people on my way here. And it's like, Jesus Christ, man. And obviously it backfires later, but even with it backfiring and the apology they go through, it didn't feel like he redeemed himself. It felt like he was such an asshole the whole movie.
Sure.
That if
I think, yeah,
he was sad about it, and even in his sadness, she had to comfort him. So he burdened her with his like being an asshole. He treated her like shit, and then she had to have the task of, after he hurt her, of then comforting him, making him feel better. That sucked. I did not like that.
Yeah, I felt bad as I was watching this, and I was just like, Marcus isn't gonna like this. But the thing is, it's not as bad. Everything you're saying is completely true. I do not redeem any of it. It's all true. But Zoey was an ass to Max for most of the show.
Which I am missing that context.
He was Max. I'm sure you can see it a little bit in here where he's like a good guy, right? Like he does nice things for people. He went wrong approach for this thing, you know, but like, and it was like the wrong move to invite the guy to like Christmas dinner. But like you saw it in like the first episode or the second, where he like brings her dad like pudding. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like those small acts of like genuine kindness. Max does it throughout the entire show, all over the place. So he's like a really good person. And Zoey treats him like shit.
Yeah, I can
all
see
over
that.
the place.
I can see that.
Like makes him play second whittle, makes him wait for him. And he like shows up for her again and again and again and again.
The
right?
pudding
So I agree
scene-
with you. But it's
I
not
talk about-
all weighted. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted you to.
No, that was it.
Okay.
That was the whole point.
The pudding scene is what I meant by the actor, I think, not doing it for me, because it was such a genuine, sincere thing. It was a loving and touching moment. He genuinely cares about the dad, but him sitting in the darkness, looking at Zoey feeding, or like with pudding, it's terrified me. I don't know why, but something about it was so off-putting and scary. I was like, this is like a scene from a horror movie. I don't know what it is about it, but I got such a chilly vibe. Like it was like
You're
a
so
sociopath or a murderer who's like, yes, I am manipulating you now. And I know that wasn't the intention. And I know it's supposed to be sweet, and it was a sweet thing, but something about the acting or the way it was shot just scared me. Or maybe it's because I just watched Christmas Special and he was the dick the whole time. So I was like, I don't
think
trust
it's that.
this.
I really think it might be that, because I never took that away from that scene. It could totally be there, but like I said, I think it's, I think everything you're saying is completely fair. It's just, it's hard. You need the back matter,
Yes,
right, to
for
feel.
sure.
Because like the whole reason he got those powers was because throughout all of the second season, Zoey was communicating with Max zero, like almost worse you could do as a partner.
Oh wow.
And they were together like half of that season, and it got to the point where it almost seemed like Zoey like did like the Twilight thing and like extended her powers. Like there's this moment when he is singing his heart song and like she starts singing and Max is like, I can hear your song, after like not talking to him. So it's like that's where the powers even came from in the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once Max, and you can tell by the conceit of the Christmas special,
Yeah.
he got the powers to understand what Zoey was going through, and once he did, the powers went away. Right? Like the powers are very like, this thing is to help this thing happen, right?
Yeah.
But I don't disagree with you. It's hard. It's hard,
It's hard.
But
It's
let's
difficult.
talk- go ahead.
But then you get into the Christmas episode, and it takes place after everything that happened. The father is dead now,
Mhm.
and it's the first Christmas that they're celebrating without him around, which is sad. It's
super sad.
It's a very sad special.
It's super sad. It's super sad because it's like super honest, where the family, like some of them are like, we just want to forget, we want to go. And then Zoe's like, I want to keep that special magic alive, so I'm going to take it all on myself.
Yes.
And honestly, I think this is the thing the show does really well is it shows so many different aspects of grief. Like you if you really experience grief in your life, you'd be hard pressed to not tell me that at least at one point you tried dealing with this way, like
Yeah.
making everything perfect, making everything the way it used to be,
100%.
making everything like it's so relatable, you
Yeah.
know, and having it not work and learning that lesson of new is okay after the
A death,
passing
too.
is
Yeah. I
is
don't
a
know. I
real
mean,
lesson.
I'm sure
Yeah.
you experienced it too, but like, you know, we used to do Christmas Eve with my grandmother at her house. I mean, in Hispanic families, it's a big tradition to do Christmas Eve stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So we did Christmas Eve at my grandma's house. She would cook, and it was like we all got together, and more so than we did on Christmas. And so it was like a big deal to us. And then when she passed, we didn't know what to do. And so we were just trying to figure it out. And my sister tried to host, and it wasn't the same. And it was good to all be together, but it was sad because remembering the times with my grandma. So it was like I totally related to this.
Yeah, my story is the same as yours. I was close to my grandmother, and then once she passed, we stopped spending holidays together. Every year after, even before my grandma passed, when she got sick, every year for Christmas for there, we spent time with my mother's boyfriend's family. I've spent more Christmases with other people's families and Thanksgivings with other people's families than I have my own, you know?
Yeah.
And it makes it tough, you know. It has hardened me to the point where I don't want to make traditions or have my own things because if you don't have them, then when they don't happen, you can be disappointed and hurt.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
And that's something I'm struggling with and trying to deal with now as an adult. Where it's like, no, I am in an okay place enough now where maybe I could make those traditions now as an adult, and I can commit to doing them. And if they don't happen, it's okay.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
No. I've decided that certain things are traditions. Like I've been doing that because I feel like, you know how hard things were for me growing up. We didn't have a lot of traditions or anything. So I've just decided to make them up as I've been going on as an adult, and it's been working out well. So I strongly suggest for you, Nick, just start making them up. Just be like, you know what? I like eating chocolate on Christmas morning, and that's what I'm going to do every Christmas from now on because I decided I like it.
Well, to be fair, I do have one holiday tradition, and that is every Thanksgiving I eat a whole pumpkin pie by myself.
Hell, oh God.
And I've been doing that for the past 10
I
years,
hope
and it's
that
been
when
glorious.
you have a family, you still keep that tradition. You're like, you all have to watch me eat this fucking pumpkin pie, and you will have none.
Dude, Marcus, I just spent Thanksgiving with my partner, and she got COVID, but honestly, it was great. I cooked. It was just the two of us. It was really special. I'll remember forever. I still ate a fucking whole pumpkin pie for myself. It's my only tradition. She tried pumpkin pie for the first time. She's like, this is pretty good. I'm like, great. I will eat the rest of it.
Good.
But let's talk through some of the beats of this Christmas episode, because honestly, some of it's really fun. Some of it's dumb. Some of it's really fun. We got a side storyline with Mo. You now see that Mo is with his partner.
Yes.
And his partner has kids, and Mo goes to pick her up from the pageant, and what you would expect to happen from a diva like Mo happens. And honestly, I don't know about you, but as I was watching, I was like, Mo, don't do it. Mo, don't do it. Mo, please don't do it.
Because
Please don't do it.
We
Please
are
don't
here
do
to
it.
see our kids. We're so excited. Like that is the compromise you experience when you go to see your kids show. You know it's going to be shitty, but you get to see your kid. You get to see your kid doing a thing, and that is exciting because they worked hard for it. And she took that away. She goes on stage and fucking steals the show. It becomes her thing. And honestly, it was
very good.
I didn't see it coming until we were in the location already, and I was like, oh no, she's gonna take this from the kids. But the whole time she was working on it, I was with it. I was like, oh wow, that's so nice of her. She's doing a great job.
Yeah,
or they're doing a great job. Sorry,
but it's great. I think this show, you know, I think a lot of shows have a problem with their secondary characters of giving them things to do, and I don't think this show's one of them. I don't think it gives their characters good things to do all the time, but at least it recognizes, oh, let's not follow the skinny little white girl this entire episode all the time. Like the show knows that is a valid viewpoint.
Yeah,
but there's also but the whole show is about her experiencing other people's viewpoints, right? That's the conceit of the show. Yeah, 100 exactly. That's what her power is, right? Basically, you know. And I think the show really plays with that in a really good way. We also get a whole storyline with the mother and the what's his name, like Christmas Tree Joe or something.
Oh yeah, Christmas Tree Joe. I don't know if that's his name, but that's his name now.
That's his name now. So they go to buy a Christmas tree, and he's cute. He's like a lumberjack. He flirts with Maggie, and then Mary Steenburgen, as she's one of those actresses that's been around forever. She's
Yes.
great. She's lovely. Every time she sings and she does one of these, I'm just like, you're just having the best time, and I
She's
love
having a
you
good
for
time.
it.
I think
just
she's
love you.
one of the most likable actresses I've ever seen. Like every
Yeah.
time I see her and stuff, I'm like, yes, please. I know she's gonna be great in it.
Yeah, she's great. So she sings "Call Me Maybe," all slow
I
as
hated
an
that.
older lady.
I hated that she sang "Call Me Maybe." I liked her. I hated the song choice.
I thought it was really funny. It worked for me. I was like, this is dumb. This is super dumb. Because I really loved the way she was doing it. She was
Yeah.
like acting all like, oh, you could just tell she's having fun. And I love that. But then Max also heard that Heart song and invites the dude to Christmas.
That was a lot. And I know he's Jewish, but you understand how like holidays work. You are a human being on this planet.
Marcus. Oh,
Like-
it's wild.
It doesn't make sense at all that he would do that. And I know that he's like struggling with the heart song thing, but man, it just felt like a lot. Like he was overstepping
Yeah.
his bounds so hard the whole episode. It made me hate him so much.
I understand, but it did lead to one of my favorite moments of the show where Zoey gives socks to everybody and then has to give Max his sock to the Christmas
Joe?
tree Joe. Because, and they were Lego socks, and Homeboy just starts fucking bawling because and honestly,
Yeah.
I was like, and honestly, this is dumb. Maybe I shouldn't even have liked this, but as someone who spent all of their holidays with other families,
That's hard.
you are that close to crying all the time.
It got
It's a
too real.
I don't know how to explain it. Like
Yeah.
my partner now, I'm just like, hey, I'm totally gonna come to your families for the holidays. Just know it's hard. And they're like, but why? Why is it hard? You love them. And I'm like, I do love them. They like you. I was like, I know they like me. You're gonna be with me. I know that. But it's just hard for me, but I don't understand why. This is why. Because you're just
Yes.
like on the brink. Because you're
Yes.
like, wow, look at family love. Yeah. If anybody, I'm going to her place and her family
Yeah.
in Connecticut
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Christmas with her sister, her brother-in-law, her mother, her step nephew and nephew, basically niece and nephew, basically. And if anybody does anything sweet to me or even adjacent to me, I will be crying on Christmas.
It is such an emotional time to be around, to be alive, to exist. And I feel like anytime I'm not around my immediate family, I am also on Christmas, I am kind of sad a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's fine. It happens.
Yeah, we deal with it. And then honestly, I think probably one of the strongest moments for the show for me, like just these moments, like it made me cry when Joe and Max accidentally knock over the snow globe from the father.
Yeah.
And it all stops, it all freezes, and they sang "Wish You Were Here" one by one, all the family, including the wife of the brother.
Yeah.
Which I love. You see how much she is like family. Like the whole show, something you missed in the show is her coming to terms with the fact like this is her family.
I said
Which is
that.
so sweet.
I said that during
while you're singing it?
while we're watching it, because I was like, oh, it's so nice that they include her in the family song. Like she misses
Yeah.
them also.
She's the family. She
she's
misses the
family.
dad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a big part of why she felt like family, she even said it in the episode a little bit, it was because of how Mitch was, like accepted her. Like, oh, you are married to my son. You are my daughter.
Yeah.
And I love that stuff so much. Like
Yeah,
that thought,
it's really
that
nice.
feeling. Because you know how important found family is to me,
Yeah,
right?
of
Like you're my
course.
brother. You're my
Mhm.
family, right? Like that is something that's super special to me. And
No,
the
I
fact that
agree.
you can see that in shows like this. Wasn't that like so sad?
It was
they all-
it was really, really sad.
Oh,
It hurt so much and it made
Ugh.
me hate this guy more. And
I want to cry a little bit now.
I
like,
understand
imagining it.
it made me hate him,
Oh.
but it's just I hate that they didn't redeem him in the end.
Yeah.
The ending,
They just took away the power in the end of
redemption
it,
was
yeah.
poorly written, I think. And it almost made me be like, yeah, Zoe, I mean, not almost, it definitely made me go like, Zoe, leave his ass right now. Like go behind the bar and
Simon.
fuck Simon. Like I don't want to see this guy anymore.
Yeah, I think the show overall is doing something with Max and Zoe as they were best friends. He was in love with her this whole time, and I think that it's letting their relationship be toxic like it really would be in real life.
Mhm.
It's uneven. Zoe can hear his deepest thoughts, and Max does things almost like the guy from ReZero, expecting the same. But Zoey is
Yes.
incapable of doing what he does.
I agree.
And sometimes to a fault. Zoey should be able to step up for some
Mhm.
things, but he expects her to be the same way he is. He
God,
expects
that is-
her to communicate the exact same degree and level of like giving and everything. And it's like, I've given you everything. Why aren't you giving it to me? But that's not a healthy relationship,
Nope.
right?
You
You
are
know that.
right. You are absolutely right. That the ReZero comparison is so good. That is why I hate him so much. He reminds me of Subaru from ReZero, which I mean, like, I've been watching ReZero and continuing to watch it, and I do like the show and I like aspects of it, but I do hate that part of the like, you owe me.
Is it still?
Part.
It's still there. It's still there.
It's
like, as a
getting
part of
better.
the show?
It's getting better.
It's getting
He's getting better.
He's definitely.
But the show doesn't know how to write women well, and so it's very much like,
oh, sure.
It gets cringy sometimes, and you're like,
Is it because at the beginning it feels like it's almost a deconstruction, like it's gonna say something, and then it feels like we're leading to something, and then we don't get there?
No, he grows as a person, but it's still an anime where like not a lot of anime know how to write women well. So it has the same problem.
But then there is that beautiful. Honestly, I really like the song that Zoey and Max. Whether you liked the arc of them or not, they made up by the end of the episode, and they sang time after time to each other. And I really love how they did the effect of like one is losing the song as the other one's still hearing the song, as Max was losing the power. And I was like, this is real nice. This is real sad. That sucks. That was sad to lose that power.
Him having the power was so annoying, man. It was so annoying.
It's literally only here.
And I know exactly. The fact that he lost it at the end, I was like, oh shit. I could watch a season 3 of this show if he doesn't have the powers. And if no one else gets the powers, then I could watch a season 3 of the show.
Yeah.
Without him having the power, made it like annoying. It felt forced. It felt like there were too many songs. Like it made the show feel imbalanced in like such a weird way.
Oh, interesting. And that's funny because that's not how any of the other episodes are, because it's only Zoey.
Exactly, yeah.
Except the one episode that Zoey has a glitch where she sings all the songs.
Okay. Oh, yeah. But it just feels so weirdly imbalanced. Like they kept singing. They were singing like a pseudo duet. Like it wasn't really a duet. They were singing one after another. And it kind of was like weird. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
They should have just sang a duet.
I understand what you're saying. It's funny. Jane Levy as Zoey, they didn't hire her because she could sing or dance or anything. They hired her because she's a good actress. But then as the show was going on and she did that opening number in the second episode, which is just like a dream sequence.
Yeah,
I've got the music in me. They were like, oh, she can kind of sing. And then they gave her more to do as the show went on. Whereas now in this like Christmas episode, she sings like all over the place.
Some of the songs you can tell are like, wow, this person can sing. And some of them are like, this is very auto-tuned.
You're a good actress. You are a good actor and actress, and you have to sing now.
Yep.
Yeah, I think some people, like Peter Gallagher, right? The dad.
He does great.
Like, I think he's one of those people who you can tell his whole life, maybe he will like sing with his family and he like can carry a tune.
Yeah.
But he's such a good actor and he's being so genuine about it that it works.
It feels
he
good.
is not a singer. Skylar Astin, Alex Newell as Mo, they're singers. They can fucking sing, you know?
Yeah. It's
But
hard
there are
because I feel like jukebox musicals, I don't like.
Oh, singing pop is hard.
It's hard to do. You have the songs in your head already, right? So like the excitement of just seeing the songs performed is nothing. You hear covers all the time. You want to hear them performed well or differently or in a unique way. So it is just a difficult challenge to have a jukebox anything, and just as an actor who doesn't know how to sing necessarily, then have to perform it.
Which is why I think when Alex Newell is Mo, Skylar Astin is Max, and John Clarence Stewart as Simon, when they all do their songs, I think it does exactly what you're describing. In the next couple episodes coming up, when Lauren Graham sings, you just gotta push through. You just gotta. I love Lauren Graham. You know this.
I know. Yeah.
You just gotta. I've read her book. Like she wrote a novel that I love, that I loved reading. She just wrote a book. I loved it. I love her, but you just gotta push through, man. Like she sings like Rolling Stones and like Katy Perry, and I'm just like, oh man, it sounds like karaoke.
No.
It's not bad. It's just karaoke, you know?
Yeah.
As opposed to Mo singing like Tony Award nominee worthy fucking songs.
Beautiful stuff.
And then you give Mo like an R&B song, and you're just like fucking sing, just fucking sing. The range on Mo is wild.
God, let's plow through the rest of it because I don't
Yeah.
don't think I have anything more substantial to say about the Christmas thing.
Oh, sure.
But
But we talked about all of it.
They go through the family dinner. The thing breaks. They redeem themselves. Everyone who was wronged redeemed themselves in some capacity, or at least attempts to. And then it
Beautiful
ends.
black and white moment with the dad coming back just to sing to Zoey to
Yes.
get her through.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
It was really nice. The dad gets me. I feel like the show spikes with me when the dad's on. It's like, yes, the dad. Nice. He's singing. He's showing emotions. They're communicating. I love that stuff. Everything else, I'm like,
Yeah.
meh. I like Simon.
Yeah, Simon's fantastic. You're gonna
Mhm.
love Simon more in the show.
I
I
like
think
Mo.
there's moments of the show where it's just they really fire on all cylinders.
Mhm.
You know, and sometimes they're singing Jesus Christ Superstar or Call Me Maybe. You know, you can't win them all.
That's the problem too. Like Crazy Ex-Girlfriend had a lot of original songs, and they weren't all good.
Crazy Ex-Girlfriend had the same problem. They had this. Most musical
But-
shows do.
But it was at least I respected it because I was like, I haven't heard this song before. This is a new song, so that's fine. But when it's a jukebox song, it's like there's the added difficulty of it being like, you're not gonna do it better than the original, you know?
Well, some people do. So
Sure, yeah. But that's why even with covers, I have a hard time unless you're really changing it and doing something different. I don't want to hear a cover.
I will say though that one aspect of the show we haven't talked about at all was the dancing. The dancing is by Mandy Moore. She's an
saw.
Emmy award-winning dancer that does So You Think You Dance, Dancing with the
Yeah.
Stars. She choreographed La La Land. She's like one of the hottest choreographers. Period.
there.
You can, I'm sure, tell with already what you saw that the dancing is superb.
Yes.
And there are more moments of dancing like brilliant. Some of the solos that they have Simon do dance-wise is just like amazing.
Yeah.
And amazing, you know? Yeah.
That's awesome.
The dancing is something to be recommended too.
Episode 2. We can plow through it real quick, but because I don't have
sure.
anything major to say, really.
No, there's
about
nothing
it.
to really talk about. It's
But
more, we already all
we
talked
find
about
out
it.
that the best friend's in love with her in the first episode, but we
In
really
love,
find
yeah.
out that he loves her. He's trying to schedule a date of some kind, hang sesh.
I actually don't think he's. I think you're just biased at him.
Yes.
I don't think he's really scheduling a date. I think he at this point is still like he knows Zoe's not ready, and I don't think he's trying to push. I think he really is just trying to go
hang out.
hang out
Yeah.
with his friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's just
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
hang out with his friend, and then she's like, "Ooh, I know you love me, so this is weird." And then at the
Yeah.
same time, they're working on this app stuff. She becomes the manager, and she's trying to learn how to lead, and more stuff with Simon. And that scene with the pudding creeped me out a lot. I don't know
That's
what it was about it.
ridiculous.
Maybe it was his dead stare, but there's like he's dead behind the eyes, and that bothers me.
Okay. I don't know what to even say to you right now. Okay, fine. You know, you can have it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch it again, Nick. Watch it again. Look into his
Okay,
eyes.
I will.
Look into his
Okay.
eyes and really tell me if there's life there.
I'm supposed to be talking you into liking the show. You're not supposed to be talking me into not liking the show. That's not how the show works. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
And then Peter Gallagher sings Moon Dance because he wants to fuck
Yes.
his wife,
Well, no.
which was funny.
It ended up being because he wanted to say I love you. Because she was like, we fuck all the time. And he was like,
Yeah.
oh, he was trying to say I love you.
Yeah, and then they bring him on a boat, and it's this great moment
Yeah.
where he, has a little more going on. Oh no, the boat was in the first episode. That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, no, this
Yeah.
one they just like bonded. She
Yep.
she like seduced him. She sang to him the song.
Not the
and it was
strongest
really nice.
second episode. And I will say, as I'm looking at the songs in the second episode,
Uh-huh.
or the third episode, and the fourth episode, I'm like, ooh.
Rough.
Yeah, but then the sixth episode has one of my favorite songs ever from all of the show.
Okay. So he's extraordinary
And
night out.
then,
I
yeah.
had no idea of what this show was going to be. And I, now having watched it, is better than I thought it was going to be. And I blame marketing. I think the marketing team
Yeah.
behind the show failed immensely because I didn't even know what the fuck the show was. I work in theater. I love musical theater. I would have given this a shot if I knew it had any kind of like musical numbers in it. I didn't even know that. I thought it was like, that movie that's like someone's playlist or something like that. There's like
Nick and Nora's
I thought
Infinite
this
Playlist.
was something to do with that. I was like, maybe that has something to do with that. I don't fucking know. I knew nothing
Oh,
about
yeah.
this. And so
Yeah.
it's just, they should have marketed it better.
Oh, and also like when they have some big name like Skylar Astin, Alex Newell are big Broadway people.
Yeah.
Like, why isn't there more Broadway? And then like later in the show, oh gosh, what's her name? Renee from Hamilton.
Yeah.
She's in the show. There's
Oh,
like
cool.
big names in the show of people like that you would
Yeah.
love. And like also like, come on, show, try to fucking pull in Daveed Diggs and
Yes,
fucking mess with that
exactly,
clout.
yeah.
Like, what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
like do the thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's strange.
No.
It's strange. I think the show was made by and marketed towards regular people, and it could have been like a breakaway. It could have been as big as Glee and Smash in musical theater like
Yeah.
circles, but the marketing is like weird. It was weird. Yeah, they
Yeah.
didn't know what to do with it.
I don't know if it's an Apple TV show or a Peacock show, but Girls Five Ever. Have you watched that?
That is a Peacock show. That is the same.
That's
as
a Peacock
this.
show. That's good, and it's musical.
I watched the first.
and it's
I
by
watched the first
similar
episode and it
people.
seemed okay.
It's the same. It's like it has musical people that you could just grab and move over here too. They could double
Yeah.
dip if they wanted to. It's the same company, and it's also
Yeah.
New York City based.
100%. Well, they did. Renee is in that show and she was in this show.
There you go.
So I'm sure Renee being in this show was like, oh, she's good. Let's put her
Mhm.
in Girls Five Ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Zoe's extraordinary playlist. Anything else, Marcus?
No, that's it.
Okay, so Marcus,
Uh-huh.
Zoe's extraordinary playlist. Did you like it?
I was hoping I would have a more solid answer.
Oh,
I
sure.
liked parts of it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I like it. I haven't formed that opinion yet. For the sake of the podcast,
Sure.
I'm going to say yes, I did.
Okay, I'll take that. Marcus, would you recommend this show?
I would recommend the show. If you're like an avid theater lover, if you liked Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, if you liked Glee, then maybe. If you liked Smash, then definitely.
I also think the show would repeal. It's not all the way those shows with the camp, so I think it's also could normal people might
Yeah.
like it.
I guess so.
Or and
You
most
forget
important
how
question though, Marcus.
how much normal people hate musicals. I feel like
Yeah, I
so
do.
many people just hate musicals.
You're right. I do forget.
It's
I'm not
weird.
around those circles. Period. Ever.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm surrounded by people. Even the normies I talk to, they're like, I love Hamilton.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Marcus, most important question: are you going to continue to watch it?
I think so. I think I'll
Okay,
give
cool.
another couple episodes a shot.
I just if you stop, let me know.
I will.
So I really want. There's just some numbers I just really want you to see
Yeah,
because they're so
for sure.
fucking bomb.
Yeah, give me a playlist.
know.
I'll watch them.
Yeah. Or I'd rather you get there on your own. But if you don't,
I meant,
then I'll send
I
you.
meant if I quit, if I fall off, if I
Yeah.
decide to jump off this cliff, then
Yeah.
send me a playlist. I'll watch all the performances.
Honestly, I think the biggest flaw of the show is it is a medium, a delivery device for some great numbers.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Some of these numbers are literally greatness,
That's cool.
but the show around it is only okay.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get that.
All right,
Nick,
Marcus, that's the show.
episode. I have a challenge
Uh-huh.
for you. So
do.
next week we are actually not going to record an episode because it's Christmas, and we are going to instead be doing a stream of Inscription
Oh, we're not doing an episode next week? I didn't know that. Great, cool. Let me take it off my calendar. Fuck yeah.
because
Cool.
next week's Christmas.
Well, it's the 23rd. It's 2
Oh,
days before Christmas.
Whatever. We're not doing an
I don't
episode
know
next
your
week.
life.
We're not
Okay,
doing an
cool.
episode next week because it's Christmas.
Okay.
Hello,
whatever.
Big Jumpy. It's okay. Hey,
Oh, you did come late. We're
you did
almost
come
done.
late. But if you haven't resubscribed yet, feel free to subscribe. There's still time for that.
Yeah, go grab Amazon Prime. And subscribe.
Okay.
But Marcus, that means you're gonna finish December on the 30th when we come back.
Name
Tryhards. I
fans
don't know if
tryhards.
old Rob. I think
Is that
what do you-
offensive? to them?
tryhards. I think so because
Is
a
it
tryhard is like a brown noser in like in school.
Because you're trying too
It's
hard.
like a tryhard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
try
It's
hard.
not a. What are you trying to say, old man Rob? We'll circle back to this. Marcus, what
I
are you
don't-
doing
I
on the
don't-
last?
I don't hate try hard. Only because it reminds me of Die Hard.
Oh,
That is
now I do like it.
maybe.
Reclaim it. Well, here's the thing. We can't call you guys anything. You're supposed to call yourselves things.
We need a fan.
Technically, a fan base names themselves. So you guys can name yourselves whatever you like.
YouTubers be naming their fan base when they have like 5 viewers. That's how they do it. Okay,
We'll
Nick,
see.
your challenge. So we have next week off, and then the week after that we have my challenge, and then the week after that is going to be the fan challenge. So if you haven't already, head over to the Patreon. We're taking submissions now. I haven't made the official post yet, but I'll make it tomorrow. So there's still time. Head up over to Patreon, go watch it. Go join the Patreon and give us your submissions. My challenge to you, Nick. You mentioned it
For the
earlier.
last Thursday of December. You are not.
You mentioned it earlier, and you were like,
You are not.
"You're
That movie has
gonna
nothing to do with
give me a
Christmas.
Christmas movie." Nick, I'm gonna give you. It's not a Christmas tradition. It's a now try this tradition.
Marcus, don't make me watch this dumb
It's
movie.
after Christmas. Christmas is over technically when we'll be doing the episode.
Marcus, I don't want to do this movie.
Nick, we're gonna
I
be.
have fond memories of the first two. I don't want you to sully it
We're
with
gonna
this.
be doing Die Hard 3, and I already know what game we're gonna be playing.
Hair, no hair, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't look up any budgets. I
Don't
won't
look up any
anything.
pictures of Samuel Jackson.
Oh my god.
I'm excited.
Die Hard with a vengeance.
Die
It's not
Hard
even
3,
Die Hard
baby.
3.
It's very relevant,
Oh
very
my God.
topical. Love it so much. I've got
All
2
right,
Die Hard
fine.
ornaments on my Christmas tree. Love that movie.
Marcus, that's too many.
Okay, so your challenge at home, watch Die Hard 3 and join us for the episode.
Guys, you can get us at us everywhere at Now Try This Cast. You can leave us 5-star reviews on iTunes for the Now Try This podcast. We will read them live on the air. You can check us out live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, except next week because it's Christmas, at twitch.tv/NowTryThisCast. And you can join the Patreon, patreon.com/NowTryThisCast.
Woo! Be sure to follow us everywhere to stay up to date when we stream, when we don't, what we're doing, when we release episodes, and just support us. Hit the like button on all those things. It helps us out. It
Mhm.
makes us feel good. That fan interaction keeps me alive.
right.
Keeps me alive.
The only reason we're here for you guys.
100%.
I'm looking at the image searches for Die Hard 3 and it looks awful.
I'm excited to discuss it because I think it's a genuinely good movie. But
Really?
we'll see. I think so. I loved it. I rewatched it not that
Wait,
long ago.
is this the villain from the second movie?
I can't tell you.
Oh my god, I gotta stop looking. I
Stop
will fucking,
looking and just watch it.
all right,
Okay. Thank you everyone for joining us on the stream. Thank you for listening. If you're listening on wherever you are listening, we love you and good night.
Good night.
Friends get together so they can try things. How about a dance podcast so that you can try things? Now we will stop singing so that we can all now try this.
It is that girl for joining the chat. Appreciate it. And for following us.
Question: why isn't it? Yeah, it's that girl. Like, it's there. Like, yeah, it's that girl. But yeah, it is that girl. I don't know. I don't like it. Get out of here.
No, what? Why? Why do you feel the need to harass people that are following us? It's a great name. Maybe,
Marcus,
yeah,
that's
it's that
funny.
girl was taken. Okay. Oh,
Hold on.
I
What
guess
you're saying is
before I get
important,
into it-
but we got to update on yeah, it's that girl, and I want to know.
Yeah.
It was yeah, it's that girl at first, and that looked bad because it looks like hits that girl, and then yeah, it's that girl was taken, but it's right on Instagram.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, good swerve.
Yeah,
Good swerve.
yeah, hits that girl doesn't sound good. That's bad.
If you had yeah hits that girl, I would have thought you're a womanizer, and I would have removed you from the chat.
That is true. That is true.
So go on about what, Peacock.